Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix are finding gold in original content. Now Vimeo is getting in on that. Let me try that again. Now Vimeo is getting in on that act by going green. That's what she's trying to say. CBS N's Vladimir Dudier shows us how the video site is investing in a scripted series that's catching a whole lot of buzz. Vlad, good morning.
Good morning. The series is called High Maintenance, but it's not about the rich and the fabulous. Instead, it's about everyday Americans who have one thing in common: smoking pot.
Your business must be doing very well.
Yeah, it's like today's the Thanksgiving of smoking pot.
In High Maintenance, a scruffy Brooklyn pot dealer known as The Guy bikes around the streets of New York City delivering weed to clients. From middle-aged women coping with cancer.
Is it very strong? I don't smoke.
To cross-dressing men.
I have another customer who cross-dresses.
Oh, you do?
Very frumpy.
And everyone in between.
You want to try one of these?
The first ever Vimeo original web series explores the lives of those using marijuana to cope, socialize, and escape. There is a lot of weed and a lot of weed smoking in the show, but it's not just about weed. Or what are you trying to tell people?
We're saying that just because a person uses a substance, that doesn't define them as who they are.
So our show, I think, has been instrumental in just opening up that conversation. And
Katja Blickfeld, an Emmy-winning casting director of 30 Rock, and her husband, Ben Sinclair, created the project. They came up with the idea while biking through Brooklyn.
I think another message of our show is you're not alone, whoever you are.
They're normal people.
They're normal
just people
but
that you run into in the city.
Right.
Eccentricities.
With eccentricities.
If you want a good smoke, try one of these.
That's different from the way Hollywood has mined stoner culture for years.
The burning weed with its roots in hell.
From the 1930s alarmist Reefer Madness
Is that a joint, man?
to the comedic 1970s Cheech and Chong,
George Washington, man, he was in a cult.
to the coming-of-age Dazed and Confused. Now, High Maintenance is marijuana gone mainstream.
Katya really pointed us in the direction of focusing on the client and not making it some sort of weed story. It was more of a human interest story.
Stories that piqued video-sharing website Vimeo's interest. Carrie Trainer is the company's CEO.
I think the writing is incredible, and just the craft behind the actual shooting of the series and the editing of the series really sort of delivers a level of storytelling and experience that is not what we're used to in sort of typical web video.
I would say like 1 for fun and 2 for woo.
Awesome. Oh! Vimeo is now funding High Maintenance's second season and streaming new episodes for $1.99 each. 90% of the proceeds go to the creators.
When we look at their success on Vimeo in terms of sales, literally within the first 2 days, they generated equivalent sales to what would have taken them 2 years on YouTube.
With medicinal marijuana legal in 23 states and the District of Columbia, and recreational use allowed in 3, High Maintenance is finding a growing audience. Do you feel that the show promotes marijuana usage?
It normalizes it.
It normalizes
Yeah,
it.
indirectly, I guess it promotes it because we're not casting a judgment on it.
Roll cameras! With Vimeo's backing, they're paying for actors, a bigger crew, more locations, and better equipment.
In the beginning, we weren't paying anybody, and so it was sort of hard to imagine that we could ask any more of people's time than just a day here and a day there, so that was sort of a constraint we had to work with.
And now, they're riding high.
And if anyone feels like throwing in some money for weed, I'll take it.
I thought he was going to bring samples to the shoot, but he didn't. That was good.
I'm curious. Normalize or promote? I'm going to go with promote.
Thank you.